Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk, in stage mode, thinking right, doing what I do out here in my lab, getting it ready. But I'm still doing what I do for you. I got a good lesson for you today. Excuse me. Fresh out of church, I got some good lessons today. I get to let me get this thing started. Writers in 25 rules led by storytelling. Start with a message and story for life. These are life lessons. You tuning in, I'm gonna keep pumping out to you. Let's do it. Right Thinker's mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinker's way of life, through mental and spiritual discipline daily, will help and guide you to attain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission to do just that for my right thinkers, to get you to know who you are, aka know thyself. This is the question. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them, don't be them. A person, a person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. I can teach them. That's why I do what I do. It's for you. Tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and believes that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. Trust me. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep spiritually. I can wake them up. I'm a spiritual alarm clock. I got knowledge of self that will do just that. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And as usual, to my yacht, be true. You've got to keep balance in your life. And speaking of balance, I tell you all the time, I'm not religious, but I attend church service every week. I have a church family who I've been worshiping with for the last 7 years. So what I teach is not anti-Christianity, not anti-religious. It's just not that. It's predate to that. So understand that. So I fellowship because I'm learning biblical concepts on a weekly basis. So I can incorporate that into my right thinking philosophical concepts also. So bear with me. But yeah, let me explain about church. Title of this one is Right Thinkers. Let's talk about when church is done right, God is in the house. We call church the house of the Lord, Lord's house. No, it's the spirit that you bring in the house. And we got a phrase in our church. We're small in numbers, but we're mega in spirit. That means we're big in spirit. I love that. Okay, let me tell you about my church family, my church experience. I have to drive over an hour to get to church. So I don't just get up and go to church. No, I go to church, I need to get something. So I'm being fed on the basis. I tell my pastor all the time, I appreciate you. That's why I come up there to get my lessons. All right. I tell you, I'm not religious. No, I'm spiritual. But I attend church service every week with spiritual minded people who follow Christ. I don't have a problem with that at all. That's what I do. I don't trust any of those preachers, but I trust my pastor. If you can show me with reality and prove that what you're doing works, I've been watching this guy for over 40 years, so ain't nothing shaky about him. No, I trust him, so that's why I deal with him the way I do. I have been taking biblical lessons from my best friend and pastor for the last 7 years. If I taught what I'm learning from the Bible, that would make me a preacher. I tell you, I'm a teacher, I'm a sage. I give information that you can use and live with. It just predates the Bible. I'm taking biblical information down now and I'm giving it to you little by bit as I learn. Why? I'm not going to give you something that I haven't tried to find to be true and factful. I'll give you the advice about let God fight your battles. I told you about that one. I'm gonna give you another one this week, right? Because it's right on point. Calm myself down. When you are blessed, and way when you know it's a blessing, that's why you do what you do. Personally, that's why I do what I do. I was blessed with a situation where God came through like a trooper. That's all I can tell you. I ain't gonna make it personal, but yeah, I got a testimony. I'm a witness. All right. I have been taking my biblical lessons. Okay, now I did that. Okay, here you go. I'm learning biblical concepts again. I'm trying them out, and I'm using them weekly. As I'm learning them, I'm implementing them. And I told my pastor, so far so good. My pastor preached the service yesterday. His favorite thing is God will make a way where there ain't no way. I used to hear that phrase and say, yeah. I gotta use it. God will make a way where there ain't no way. Sorry, brother, I had to steal that one, but you're right on point. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you're a God follower, if you know, understand, and believe in God, you'll understand my point. I'm moving on, sorry, but I had to get that one out. We know the building, the church, is just a building. The Spirit is what we bring into the building. I love that concept because they get that part, they understand that part. It's just a building. But when we come up here and light up with the Spirit, yeah, He's present. I ain't going there. I know the whole King Solomon story. I know all that, but I ain't going to get into that right now. But the Spirit is alive when the people bring it. Trust me. I'm in a recovery house. Every week we have what I call our Kumbaya moment. When we all there on the same accord, everybody feeling good about themselves, we open it up and being honest with each other. Kumbaya, love it. Church, it should be experienced. All right, here you go. We house the Spirit in us, but we fellowship in the church, alias Lord's house. Why we go there to do just that, fellowship, worship, and praise. Love it. All right. I take my spirit to church to share in Christian worship. Again, I don't have a problem with that at all. That's not what I teach. That's not what my thing is based on. So please understand that and stop beating me up about this thing about, oh, you can't be this, you ain't do that. I serve the Lord. There you go. When you come together to worship, the Spirit is there. That's God's presence. When we all on the same accord, we all vibrating on a high level. Our frequency is up. We're feeling good about ourselves. We had an awareness about God. We cranked it up another level. That's the beauty part about God. That's how you know He's present. Okay, if you had a meter, you can gauge God. Trust me, the Spirit is gaugeable. Here you go. Well, okay, here you go. When people who love and know the Lord get together, that's church. That's the building they come to. That's what they do. It's a beautiful thing when it's done right. Religious people, watch this, who reach their spiritual heights, aka Nihas, knowledge of God within themselves and understanding who they are, they blissed out. I know Christians who are blissed out, who love the Lord. I don't have a problem with that. My thing is with some of them, just the ones who want to, everybody think they're holy. It's the difference in being holy and want people to think you're holy. Let's not understand. I ain't going that way. I'm gonna let that go. I'm not there to critique. So, but when you in the Lord, you're there now. All right, here you go. Right there. Church should be an experience with God and God-like people. If you ain't into God, what you go to church for? To sit up in there and do what? I cry, I laugh, I clap, I shout, I engage. I get my money's worth, in other words. I go to share, and I'm there doing that. All right. We all have a church horror story. Yeah, but that ain't church. That's the people in the church. Not me. My church is drama-free. I go to church, I engage, I get all that out of it. When it's all said and done, I agree, and I go my way, they go their way. That's, to me, fellowshipping. I'm not trying to worry about who's doing what, and that's none of my concern. So I don't do none of that, so I don't have a drama. I just go to church, and it's a beautiful experience. I love it. I really enjoy my time at church. I find myself inviting people to church. Who does that? Hey, it's what it is, all right? So I'm learning so much about church that I didn't know. Why? I never went to church. I learned church etiquette. I learned how to enter the church. It's fun. That's all I can tell you. All right, where you at? If your pastor is a God-fearing man, off the pulpit, trust him. If he living what he preaching, trust him. If what he preach and what he live matches, trust him. If what he preach don't match what he do outside the pulpit, I rest my case. I'll move on. I know about them guys. Those guys I don't deal with. Here you go. When you're the leader of a group of people, it's not about you. It's all about God. And my pastor makes that clear. I ain't got no problem with that at all, because I feel the same way about right thinking philosophy. It ain't about me, it's about God. You need to know him for yourself. Trust me. I'm a servant of God outside the church. That's why I do my best workout. Why? What I'm doing right now is my best work. This ain't church. This is what I do for you. Informing you about you. Helping you to be a better you. That's what I got for you. Here you go. I'm about to wrap it up. Again, I appreciate you tuning in. I enjoy fellowshipping with my church family. I was the worship master of my Masonic order, my lodge, back in the day. And was nothing better feeling than coming together with above Psalm 133. When you get a chance, check that out. Okay, but when you leave there feeling like you accomplished something because you fellowship, you worship, and you did it all in the name of God, that was beautiful for me. I love that. I get to greet my church family every week. We pray together on Wednesday, and we share and worship on Sunday. It's a beautiful thing. That's what we do. I enjoy the vibe, aka love we share. It just feels good to be in that presence with people all there for the same reason and the same accord, and all there for the right reason to share and worship and love God and Lord. I visit other churches out of respect, but I love being in my own home. No offense, I'm comfortable in my house. I go to other houses, I'm a visitor, but I personally prefer to be at home. I have blood family. I love them all. But I have a church, my spiritual family, I love them dearly. Why? Because that's what we do. We share that. No drama, just sharing love. Okay, here you go. I'm about to take it home, wrapping it up. Again, I had to get this in. I let my pastor know before I did. No disclosure. No, it's okay. I didn't mention the name, but yeah, my church family, y'all know who you are. My church family is small in number, but we have mega spirit. I watch TD Jakes. I watch my man Jennings. I watch all them guys, and they got the big mega stuff. Pretty good. Put my dude up against him any day. I'm just saying, yeah, I'm biased. All right. Whenever I bring a visitor to my church, my house, to worship, they always feel the spirit, feel love, and they get up and acknowledge that. That's what we do. I was taught you don't bring just anyone into your house. I agree. If I offer you to come to my church, that's the most high price I can pay you. I'm offering you into my house of worship, okay? And those who accept, I appreciate that. They know who they are. All right. We have a nice sized building. Nice, it looks quite good, okay? But it ain't the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the spirit or the fight that's in the dog. And that dog we got, boy, I hate to be the one got to deal with him because we tough. We tough. All right, here you go. They say, again, it's not the size of the fight, the dog. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, but it's the size of the fight in the dog. When you got God inside, that's the biggest dog you can have. And if you ever got to get into a spiritual fight, don't worry about it. You can't lose. I know. Last one. I come a long way to receive the word weekly, and I get full every time. My man, appreciate you. Thank you. This is for you. I'll be back. You know what I do.